Hi, my name is Dylan Kufeld, and I'm here today to talk about Dell EMC Midrange Portfolio. And this is a broad amount of technology that Dell has to offer. So to start it off, we're going to discuss businesses in general. Specifically, I'm going to discuss a university, let's say Syracuse University. So, at Syracuse University, they have data which increases every year. And in the past 2 years, it's 90% of the data we have. We also have SLA, which is just common information that the university has to keep. And the last thing I want to talk about is money and people. Here, I'm going to draw a little guy. He says hi. So, money and people, all of this is used for technology. And the problem with this is 70% of this graph is just to keep the lights on. So all the IT that a company does, specifically a university, is just to keep the lights on, keep the university going, kids going to class and stuff like that. 30% is for innovation, and that's what gives schools competitive advantages to others that says, hey, they have a better technology program, and that's why I want to go here compared to there. The goal of today is to switch these two, and that's what Dell EMC is going to help you do. So let's start off with the first bucket. There's 4 of them. Dynamic. The first part of dynamic is deployment. And deployment is talking about a flash. They are built from the bottom up, and they are homemade. The beauty of our flashes is they could be hybrids. So you could use a flash disk or a spinny disk. The 2 on the bottom are 2 types of spinny disks. And they use all sorts of data to infiltrate it in and out. So some examples, anything that calls databases, virtual, VMware specifically, and files and storage. And this is CIFS, NFS, ICs, and fiber. So that's the first part about deployment. Now I want to get into the cloud. Cloud is important here because this is data. School has a lot of data. They have to go through people's names, bills, and stuff like that. And there's kids that graduated. So that cold data that the school doesn't use anymore should just be stored in the cloud. And the beauty with Dell, like I keep saying, is there's 200 types of cloud servers that any company could go to. Now I want to talk about dynamic pooling. So dynamic pooling is great because let's say Syracuse buys an array. They could keep adding flash as time goes on. And the beauty of keep adding flash is it saves you money, and when you need the data, the capacity is too high, you just keep adding the flash and it gives you more room. It's very cost efficient, and at times I know flash can be expensive, but it will help you out in the long term. The last part of dynamic I want to talk about is federation. And all federation is a bunch of arrays. The max we do is 10, and lining them all together to work together. Not a lot of companies can offer you that, and that's another reason we'll give you the competitive advantage. So the next bucket I want to talk about is efficiency. Because if we're not efficient, you're probably not going to come to Dell EMC. So I would like to start off with TLC. TLC is just a dense flash drive, and we offer that. We make one of the most dense flash drives in the world to you. The next thing I want to talk about is data services. And that's our DD ratio. And specifically this one, it's always going to be 4:1 on average, but a lot of companies can't DD with high numbers like we can. I would also like to talk about tiering, especially with RAID. So, the RAID. We started off with RAID 10. And this is beneficial because RAID 10 is really fast. It's the fastest RAID you could get. But we're going to switch it to RAID 5 and 6, and I'll explain why. So, with RAID 10, let's say we have 3 RAIDs. Example A, example B, example C. Example A is going to be covered all the way, and B and C are going to be empty. The beauty with RAID 5 and 6 is, so these are my 3 example RAIDs, A, B, C. They're 1/3 fill. And let's say that goes down, there's been an emergency, B's gone. A and C can work together to bring back B. And the last thing I want to talk about is future-proof loyalty. And this is if there's a problem with your array, with your flash, we are there to help. We are there to guide you. So let's say you don't like it, we are here to help you with anything. So the next bucket I would like to talk about is simple. Sorry, I spelled something wrong. So if we're not simple, it's not easy to use. Why would you come to Dell? We're as easygoing as it comes. So the first thing I want to talk about is deployment. And that is rack, stack, and configure. When it comes to flash, hybrid, arrays, we are very easy. It's very easy to tell which is which with our arrays, and it's very easy to the human eye. I would also like to talk about our system, HTML5. The HTML5 is our GUI, our interface. No more terminal at all, no more Java. It's all an interface, and you're going to be able to just type in what you need to look for. And the last thing with simple is Cloud IQ. And the beauty of Cloud IQ is it's your Fitbit for your array. So let's say there's been an emergency. It'll alert you and tell you, oh my God, you got to fix this, or you got to do something with that. Like an example I would say at Syracuse is if something's overheating and the IT manager is looking at someone's class's computer, he gets a notification on his phone, looks at the array, and then can handle the problem whichever way he wants to. The last bucket I'm going to draw over here is trusted. We need to be trusted. We are giving you, this is very expensive technology. So the first thing I want to talk about is proactive assist. So proactive assist is if something goes off with your array, like with Cloud IQ, it will contact Dell EMC and we can order you a new part. You don't even have to think about it. We handle that. And that's very beneficial because no other company actually could or has done that really in the past. So superb. Sorry. The next part I want to talk about is local remote replication. And let's say in Syracuse, New York, there was a huge hurricane, and a lot of the information got damaged. The beauty of it is there was an offsite, like in a different part of New York, a small branch campus university. It would be safe there, all the data, and that's very important because if you lose data, you might even lose your business. If you lose data each day, it's a big problem for businesses. And the last thing I want to talk about is we're number 1 at this. We've been doing it. EMC has been doing it for years, and Dell is just getting better and better with it. We've been working together. We are one company now, and we're just going to do everything possible to help you gain the competitive advantages compared to all your competitors. So, by getting one of our arrays, all of this will cause the 7030 to switch. And that's what we want to do. We want to help you. So I want to say thank you for listening to me today, and hopefully we'll see you soon.